Excuse me, I was on a phone call with my ransomware team, telling them where to send all the money to my secret Swiss bank account. All you people still using Win 7, good luck. Just a joke. There is a poll out on the community page for Total OS today. Are you still using Win 7? And why? Out of curiosity. So I suspect that Win 7 has expired this week, at least in terms of official security updates from Microsoft. I suspect the ransomware proliferation will go up. You know, 2019 was, well, the explosion of ransomware in 2019 was newsworthy. And this happened with systems that are supported officially by Microsoft. What about systems such as Win 7 that are no longer officially supported by Microsoft? We shall see. So, welcome. This is a fairly brief 30-minute chat for a Sunday. I have some time as I'm doing my laundry. Exciting stuff YouTubers do. So, if you would like to join in on this conversation, there is a link below in the show notes. You're welcome to join in. If you have a headset mic, that would help. So stop by and say hello. I'm going to turn on my ticker feed and see if something catches my attention on the ticker feed. We have Zeo4 Blue in the house. Long live Windows 7. Yes, I was just telling my ransomware team, long live Windows 7. As soon as I get my commission checks from the ransomware, I should be able to get my new camera here in a couple weeks. Hello, Johan. Welcome. 7 bin support from a third party, apparently. Yeah, it's the ransomware party. Rattler is in the house. He's soaking in it. I bet you are. I should laugh. You know, malware ransomware is very, well, it's very, very disgusting, annoying, and it's profitable for all the ransomware specialists. And like I was saying, you know, ransomware, there was a torrent of ransomware news last year, again, on systems that are officially supported by Microsoft. Now that Windows 7 is not officially supported by Microsoft, what do you think is going to happen? This isn't rocket science, but I call it as I see it. But yeah, Windows 7 probably the last really good, awesome Windows operating system. So we'll see what happens, guys. I don't know. So I'm looking at the ticker feed. Can Microsoft's moonshot carbon goal succeed? I don't know. What is that? The carbon negative goal is ambitious. Okay. All right. I guess less pollution. I'm all for that. Less pollution on planet Earth. Let's see anything else on the ticker feed. Facebook blocks the spinners brainwashing tech. I don't know what that is. All of Facebook is brainwashing. Ha. Steve says we have your files. Yes. You have my X files? Steve, there's a link below in the show notes for this if you want to join in for a wee bit. And anybody else? Just put on a headset mic. You don't have to give your real name and you're good to go. As I am doing laundry. Telnet passwords leaked for more than 500,000 servers, routers, and IoT devices. Did someone say privacy? Spin Viking is in the house. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome to this chat for Sunday. It's been a while since we've done a Sunday afternoon one. Sorry to say, but Linux cannot do film or photo editing. I am cheap, but I have to have support. Zio, Linux can do editing. But one of the things that Linux has some catching up to do. It's not yet on par in terms of multimedia. It's not on par yet with Mac or Windows. But I see your point. Can Linux do it? Sure. Is it better than Windows or Mac? No, it's not. But it is capable. We need React OS 64-bit. That's been in development since, I don't know, 2005? Yeah. Look, if you have Windows 7, and if the machine is beefy enough, I believe you can still get a free upgrade to Windows 10 with the Windows 7 product key. Windows 10 is secure. It's not private, but it is secure. It has built-in anti-ransomware protection. So do it. If you can't deal with Linux, you don't want to buy a $2,000 Mac or a $2,000 Linux machine, I get it. I still use Windows, not as much, but I understand. Try the free upgrade. And don't tell your customers that, Radler. Okay. I actually have to make a house call tomorrow. I had a client of mine call. I need help on my computer. It needs a tune-up. She's retired, so I'm like, okay, I'll stop. I think she's still on Windows 7, so I'll see what I can do. Steve is watching a movie. It's not very quiet at the moment. Okay. Very good. So I'm watching last night. I was watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called The Last Stand with my son. It's one of his non-sci-fi Terminator movies. I'm the sheriff. This is my town, Bill. I enjoyed it. I think it was filmed back in 2013 or something, so check out The Last Stand. Amazon mysteriously pulls all new Apple Watch Series 4 and Series 5 listings. Oh, that's interesting. Zio is dual booting. Yeah, I still dual boot, not as much. Well, I have two separate hard drives. Like in this one, I have the hard drive for Windows 10 and the separate SSD for Ubuntu Mate. So if you want to count that as dual booting, but it's dual booting on two separate drives. So I think there's less complications that way. Linux Lite is good. Last time I looked at it, it is not bad. Yeah, I like it. Your cousin is asking if I can have her Vista era computer. Well, I have a Vista era. What is it? I have it stashed away. It's a Toshiba satellite laptop that originally had Vista, and I put currently I have Zorin on it. I think what I'll wind up doing is when Ubuntu Mate 2004 is released, I'll probably put it on that. Yeah, so. Vista Machine on Lite is still going on. Yeah, Linux Lite, anything that's lightweight, Linux Mint, XFCE, Peppermint should work on a machine that has at least 1 gig of RAM. But typically today, if you have at least 2 gigs of RAM on any machine, just about almost any Linux would run okay. Almost any. I did not use Vista that long. Yeah, not that long at all. I think it came out 2017, 2018 with Vista. As soon as Windows 7 came out, I jumped to that. Elementary OS, okay. I've looked at that, it's okay. It's a bit too locked down for me, but it is nice. I'm looking at the weather forecast. It is nasty today. It's currently 19 degrees with the wind chill factor of negative freeze your cannolis off. Yeah. So again, check the Total OS community page. There is a poll up. Are you still using Windows 7? A simple yes or no out of curiosity. If there's anybody new watching, please do stop by and say hello. spin went from Vista to Zorn on a Lenovo Think Center? That would be about 2010, 11. Steve says, I'm 2 degrees warmer. That's what she said. Yeah. Use warmer. Warmer. Yeah, we've been lucky here, Johan, so far. No major snowstorms here in the Ohio Valley. Very lucky. Well, 2 weeks ago, I was raking leaves in the yard. It was that Saturday. Was it last Saturday? It was Saturday, and I think one of my neighbors was cutting grass in January in Ohio. It's not normal. I'm not complaining, but it wasn't normal. So, yeah, right, Radler. If somebody wants to join, there is a link below in the show notes to this StreamYard. It's free. I won't be on too long, but if you want to hop on to say hello. 2014, okay. Yeah, Zorn started out in 09, something like that. Yeah, I washed my car on Christmas Day. I went to the car wash to hand wash my car. And my son says, Dad, you wash your car on Christmas? Yeah, because there's no lines. How about them apples? Yeah, so I washed it on Christmas Day. There was nobody there. So got it done. Now I got to get my car serviced. My service traction control light is coming on. I think one of the front sensors is going bad. So I have a manual switch. I can shut it off in the car, but it's kind of annoying to see that ding, 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 comes on. Red alert. "2017 from Win 10 to Peppermint 8." Okay. I use Linux now about 90% of the time. That includes this and my Chromebook. 10% of the time I'll jump into Windows just to, patch in all the security patches and all that. Make sure it's up to date security-wise. So yeah, it's either pretty much this or my Chromebook. You have a power washer, pressure washer, yeah. I thought about getting one, but I don't know. I go to the car wash, less than $5 and I'm done. So, Santiago Munoz, I am fine, sir. How are you, Santiago? Buenos dias. Hola. Radler wants a step van powered by Linux. I don't know if anybody here is on the Toss Today Patreon page, but I am posting fairly short podcasts on the Patreon page as a thank you that you can take with you and listen to on the road or whatever, just as a thank you for those of you who support the channel that way. So go to the patreon.com/Toss Today, and you can download those podcasts for free. I'm calling the podcast the Top Podcast, Total OS Podcast. Get it? Top Podcast. Yeah. Anyway, if you guys are interested, you can listen to those little snippets of today's tech. Johan, bad bag. You don't wash the car yourself. Yeah, it is. It's actually. I mean, if you do the car right, inside it out, it's actually good exercise because it's a constant bending and back and forth. I don't mind, but it does take time. By the time you wash it, vacuum, wax it, it's, depending on the size of your car, 2 to 4 hours total. If you do it right. Rattler says Win 7 is finally completely up to date. No, it's not, because it expired Tuesday, so it is out of date, Rattler. Yeah. I suppose you can use it in the virtual machine, but yeah. Yeah, I've had some comments saying you can still use Win 7, just keep your antivirus up to date. That's not enough. There are security leaks, exploits out there that an antivirus cannot catch. So it's just a matter of time. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but yeah, you really, I've joked about it, but you really, really should not be using Windows 7 if you are jumping on the web. You really should not. It's not as secure. Why do you think Linux developers say once the operating system expires, stop using it, just stop? Rattler says, Jesus. Yeah, I'm not trying to scare anybody, guys. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you the tech truth. I'm not being paid by Microsoft to say this is a free show here. But you should not use any operating system that is not officially supported by the creator. You really shouldn't. It's not secure. It just isn't. Yeah, and Microsoft has been warning us for 4 years now that it will expire, and it did. Windows 7 will expire. Stop using it. And to their credit, they are giving you a free upgrade to Windows 10. Now, I realize if you have an older machine, it may not handle Windows 10. But Windows 7 stuck around 10 years. It's a long time for any system. Antivirus is overrated anyway. Steve, that's true with Windows 7 because it's not enough. Not enough. Now with Windows 10, I like Avast antivirus, Antivir. There's a few others that are good, and they're fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to run an antivirus in an outdated system, it's almost pointless, because I think it gives a false sense of security, But yeah, including Linux, yeah. So again, I'm not here to scare anybody, but you really should not be using Windows 7. Yeah, if the machine's capable, download Windows 10. If the machine is not strong enough, try Linux distribution. If you really don't want to go out and buy a Windows 10 machine, check out a Chromebook. If all you do is web stuff like this, get a Chromebook. $200, $250. With Chromebooks are like viruses. What viruses? They are very secure. Nothing is secure if you have something worth stealing. That is true. Nothing is perfect. Yeah. Antivirus in general, Steve, does not prevent the ransomware. That is correct. Look, how many stories did we hear last year of these cities paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to unlock their ransomware files? It's a big $100 million business, I thought I read somewhere. It's nuts. And this is on systems that are supported. These are not, quote, insecure systems. Now you have Windows 7 that is not secure. It's not going to make you safer, guys, Windows 7 machine is a burner laptop. Yes, burn it immediately. With Windows 7, right? Yeah, Windows 10 has built-in anti-ransomware. Turn it on. It's not turned on by default. You should turn it on. And then install like an antivirus for extra layer protection, like Avast, Komodo, Antivir, AVG. So many free ones out there that are very good. So you will stay safe with Windows 10. You may not stay private, but you will be safe. Looking at the ticker feed, nothing really exciting comes on. Yeah. What's the weather forecast for tomorrow? A little snow, 17 cold tomorrow. Okay. 5 must-have apps to build your website with no coding knowledge. That's interesting. WordPress image editor, Paint. Some stuff here. Thoughts on Nick Gurr? Hello, Brandon. Who is Nick Gurr? I don't know him, but welcome to the stream, Brandon. How are you? You know, this past week I heard that a young girl will be singing the next James Bond movie theme song, Billie Eilish. Honestly, I thought, who the bleep is Billie Eilish? I think that's her name. She's like 17 years old, 18 years old. She'll be the youngest person to sing a James Bond theme song, the next movie. That goes to show that anything is possible, right? I know. Like, who is Nick Gurr? Hello, Chase Thomas. Use Spybot anti-beacon to block the Windows 10 telemetry. Maybe. I do not code, Brandon. I do not. No. Yeah. Yeah, this channel is basically a portal for Windows coming over to Linux, like a newbie beginner channel. You know, we still have 1 billion users of Windows out there, and there is no channel on YouTube, I don't think, like mine, that caters or tries to talk to those Windows users to at least try Linux. I've been doing this now for a few years, so. But that's what I do, because, you know, this is a Linux channel that I don't have to convince Linux users to try Linux, obviously. But that's what I've been doing. So you won't see too much advanced stuff on this channel. Very little, yeah. Tony, hey, Tony is in the house. What's up, man? Too cold for Johan. Yeah. It is cold, Spin, yeah. Deep freeze of 27, negative 27. Whoa, that is cold. Yeah, that is very cold. Wow. Can you do a router level VPN? I don't see why not. Brandon says it's a name. Nick Gurr. I don't know. It's a YouTuber who used to do computing stuff. Okay. YouTuber, yeah. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of YouTube channels since I already do this. I don't really watch a lot of TV either. I'm watching Weather Channel now just to catch up on the weather, Brandon. But I'm actually thinking about getting a Roku and get rid of one of the boxes. My Comcast bill went up. You know, it's funny, these companies, and it isn't just Comcast. They lock you into a contract saying, oh, this is your guaranteed price for 2 years. Okay. And then the prices went up, right? Like mine did. Then I call. I say, oh, what's up? Oh, no, you're still on the contract, but it doesn't include this, this, and this. I'm like, then what's the point of a contract? Just my personal opinion. Now, I don't mind paying, but just tell me the truth up front, you know. Don't tell me you have truth, and then I get a surprise bill, and I'm like half steaming. You know, but I may get rid of one of the boxes. Try the Roku. I heard Roku and Comcast are pretty compatible, so I may do that. So, here's a headline: Why Windows 7 users should switch to Linux. This is on OMG Ubuntu. There you go. Yep, the end of Windows 7 support leaves hundreds of millions of PC users stranded on an unmaintained, I like that, stranded on an unmaintained system that's vulnerable to hacks, malware, and viruses. There you go. That is on the Ubuntu, OMG Ubuntu website. Radler says, no, Rokus are locked down. How so, Radler? I mean, I've used the Roku before. I've tried it. As a demo, it seems okay. And there is an official Comcast app for it. I'm not sure what you mean by locked down. Brandon asked, do I prefer Linux or Windows? Well, in the past, I would have preferred Windows 7. But today, with Windows 10 being somewhat, if not almost completely unreliable, I'd stick with Linux. I use Ubuntu Mate. Like I said, I use this in my Chromebook about 90% of the time. So right now, I prefer Linux. Amazon Fire Stick, yeah, Amazon, you're locked into their ecosystem, Radler, I think. So I think I'll stick with the Roku because the Comcast app is officially on Roku, and I don't think there's a fee for that. So, LJ, how are you? Made sure to update Windows 7 to prime it for offline use. Okay, yes. Offline use is perfectly fine. Updated programs, drivers. You won't bring it online anymore. That is an option. Yes. Yeah, don't connect to the web and you can safely use Windows 7. Absolutely. Completely agree. No third-party apps. You use both. Okay. Yeah, I could pick up a Roku for like $30 on Amazon or something. I think it's called the Roku Express. Something like that. With the remote. I don't watch that much anyway, so yeah, it'll save me. I don't know how much this one box is. $10 a month or something? I don't know. I have to look at the bill. But anyway, that kind of irked me. I got my bill raised without any warning, So. Your Fire Stick already broke, huh? How does a Fire Stick break? You mean like you dropped it and it broke or something? LJ likes Debian, Mint, and Manjaro on ThinkPads. So do I. I don't know about Manjaro. I haven't had good luck with Manjaro in the past. But Mint and Debian, yeah, it should be okay. I read somewhere where Debian is the universal Linux system because it's been around so long. I could see that. Opera browser, the quickest overall, but huge memory usage. Really? Opera? I don't think so. I think the most memory usage I've seen is through Firefox. It's slow compared to the other ones. At least it is for me in Linux. Yeah. No cable box in 5 years, yeah. I mean, the cable box is convenient. There's no question. If my bill hadn't gone up, I would consider keeping it. But at this point, no. No, if companies aren't going to be transparent on their billing, but, what are you going to do? I can't believe they're still talking about dinosaur extinction. It's caused by an asteroid. I think that's the prevailing theory, isn't it? Sudo reboots, beloved Manjaro broke on him, yeah? He's on latest min, yeah? Well, you play with cutting edge software, you're going to get cut. Android box, oh really? Interesting. Mike Hunt. Brandon, that's another guy I don't know. Yeah. Mike Hunt. It sounds like a quarterback. I'm sure he's a fine gentleman. Firefox second high memory usage. Okay, Johan, yeah. Yeah, I find Opera to be faster for me, at least in Linux. I'm not really sure about Windows. I don't use Windows that much, so. Um, Fire Stick 4K open easier than your Android. Hmm. I don't think I'll get the Roku if I buy the 4K capability. It takes a lot more bandwidth, so yeah. 1080p is good enough. I started uploading. Some of you may have noticed uploading some 4K and 2K videos. Um, I won't be doing too much 4K because on my system it takes forever to edit. 2K is okay. So, he brothers with Hugh Janus. Okay. Dinosaurs died from staying on Windows XP. Yes, it was a virus. Haha. By the way, check out a new TV show a la X-Files technology called Emergence. That show will keep you thinking. It's an excellent show on the dark side of the use of technology. I won't spoil it, but check out Emergence. Excellent show. And I seldom recommend TV shows. So check out Emergence. Very good show. Johan believes that Firefox is the safest. Okay? Been a user since version 1. Yeah, I'm going to stay with Google Chrome. I have the least amount of issues. It's faster. Spin says next install Firefox. Use it for text reading sites also. Only. That should be faster. I have not watched Game of Thrones. I've seen bits and pieces, Randon, but I have not. I think they're doing a spin-off or something, I heard, but I'm not sure. Low spec like says PC Linux OS drive won't work anymore after Ubuntu drive had been a machine completely separate hard drives. Okay, PC Linux OS I've used in the past. It's been a while. I've liked it, but I don't think it's for beginners. So yeah. Oh, you watch it on your Kodi? It is a very good show. I was binge watching Emergence, and I practically never binge watch, but I got stuck on that. Yeah. Too much like Firefox, but it's private and secure. Be careful of the word private now. You're on the web. Marvel or DC, which do you prefer? It's a good question, Brand. I don't know if I have a preference. Yeah, I don't think I do. Which one do you like? The last movie I saw was Joker. Excellent film, nominated for 11 Academy Awards. It's one heck of a film. You need to see it. It's disturbing, but I think it's a must-see movie. Excellent performance by Joaquin Phoenix. He should win the Academy Award. He just blew me away. Star Trek for me, Brandon. Yeah. You watch anything with the Cape, Spaceship, Time Machine, or Monster. Okay. I know there's a Godzilla vs. King Kong coming out this summer. Why not? Joker was amazing, yeah. I saw it because it was filmed in my hometown in New York, so it brought back some memories. But Joker is intense. It is not a fun movie to watch, if you know what I mean. But I think it's a necessary film. It talks about the lack I think it's a reflection of the lack of compassion in today's world. So, but excellent piece of that movie. Took about 3 years to make. So, watching King of the Monsters, what Godzilla King of the Monsters, that one was okay. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Let's give this a 5 minute warning, then we shall wrap this up. I moved out of New York when I was 14. Brandon, yeah, I started high school here in Ohio. It was fun back then. This was a time before, you know, technology, before smartphones and all that stuff, computers, iPads. There was none of that. There was more face to face interaction, which meant New Yorkers would insult you personally face to face and not hide behind a Facebook. So, um, but it's a fantastic city to visit. That's for sure. If you've never been there. If there's anybody new watching, anybody else wants to say hello or has a question, please do ask. If there is a topic on your mind that you want me to consider talking about, either on YouTube or in a podcast format, let me know. I do read all emails, all the comments. I try to respond to as many as I can. But yeah, send your questions, comments to me, and we'll go from there. Well, thank you, Brandon. Brandon, is this your first time on the show? If it is, welcome everybody. Again, say hello to Brandon. This week I have a little bit extra free time, so I'll try to be on a couple more times to talk a little bit more. So, Rattler says the only person who ever geeked you out was editor for Batman. Hmm. I did like Batman versus Superman. I know a lot of people didn't, but I kind of liked it. I liked the way it ended. Uh, yeah, everybody say hello to Brandon. Come on, give it up. Hi, Kenny. What happens to Peppermint OS? You're going to have to ask Steve. Maybe he might know. I do not. I would imagine they will continue, Steve, if I had to guess, right? I don't know. You know, I get frequent friend requests from girls on Facebook. I'm like, okay. Then I click their profile. Hey, for free pictures, click here. I'm like, okay, all right. Bye bye. Sub Zero, hello. You called in sick Friday. Called the doctor tomorrow because of a sore throat and headache when coughing. Yeah. If you have a fever, that's when you need to be more concerned in general. Yeah. I actually just had some tomato soup before I jumped on and feel good. There's something about tomato soup or like chicken soup, right? It makes you feel better. Oh. All right. Is there anything else for today before we wrap it up? Respin supported till 2023. Okay. All right. Fever is better. Yeah, that can take time. Vous know what Russian bride, comrade. Well, I love White Russians. The drink, not the women. Nothing against Russian women, but yeah. Unexpected. They have a good team, size team, but I don't know if anyone is up to fill Mark's shoes. Yeah, I don't think I've had the pleasure of talking to him or meeting him. I knew of him, Steve, but that's all that I know. So yeah, I think they'll be okay in the long run. Peppermint's a popular distro, so you know. Anyway, nothing else really here on the news feed. Hello, Yugi. Linux is going to have better hardware support. I think that happens every year for a little bit, yeah. So, all right, LJ gonna take off. Always good catching you. Always good catching you, LJ, and everybody else. This was fun. I need to finish what I was doing, all my chores for this Sunday. So thank you for stopping by again. There is a poll on the Total OS community page. Will you continue to use Windows 7? A simple yes or no, and why? Out of curiosity, you really shouldn't. And we'll talk about this some more. But yeah, you really should not. Consider the free upgrade to Windows 10 if you have a valid Windows 7 product key. It's going to be more secure. So, anyway, all right, my friends, have a good one rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you later. Ciao.